While most men will be invisible to women in 2026. Most men don't realize they're invisible. Most men think women are rejecting them, but the truth is worse. They're not even being noticed. In this video, I'm going to show you why so many men are becoming invisible in today's society, how social media and modern culture change women's standards, and what that really means for you. More importantly, I'm going to give you clear, real-world moves you can use starting today to stand out, command attention, and stop being overlooked by women. If you ever felt ignored, ghosted, or invisible, this video is for you. And while you're at it, go to www.adosagame.com and go check out Players University. Over 100 guys have enrolled in my classes, and I've yet to have one complaint. What I'm offering might just be what you need. Now, let's get into some game. It's 2026, bucko, and the truth is undeniable. Right now, millions of men are walking around thinking they're competing in the dating game. They're not. They're standing on the sidelines watching guys like me play. And the worst part, women aren't just rejecting them, they don't even notice them. That's a different kind of pain, because rejection at least means you were seen. Invisibility means you never even made it onto the radar. This is why you see guys saying things like women don't want good men anymore, or the dating game is rigged, or I did everything right and still got ignored. What these guys don't understand is that women don't choose from all men. They choose from the men who show up in their reality. And most men don't show up at all. Here's the truth nobody is telling you. Women don't experience dating like men do. A man walks into a room and sees every single woman in that room. A woman walks into a room and only sees a few men. Not because the others aren't there, but because they don't register as sexual options. And that gap is getting wider every year. Social media did this. Dating apps did this. The internet did this. Women now live in a world where attention never stops. Every time they open their phone, there are men talking to them, complimenting them, trying to impress them, trying to choose them. So what happens? Their standards rise without them even meaning to. Not because they're evil, not because they're spoiled, but because abundance changes perception. When a woman has 50 men trying to talk to her, the average man becomes background noise. And that's what most men are now, background scenery. You can be kind, you can be honest, you can be respectful, you can have a job, you can be stable, and still be invisible. Because attraction doesn't come from being decent, it comes from standing out. And in 2026, standing out will be harder than it ever has been. Let me tell you why. Technology is making average men disappear. Women are now interacting with the top 5% of men all day without realizing it. The best looking guys, the smoothest talkers, the men with status, money, or clout, the players. So when an average man approaches her, he's being compared to men he didn't even know he was up against. Therefore, he loses before he even speaks. That's why you see women saying things like, I just didn't feel a spark. What they really mean is you didn't hit the emotional standard that has been programmed into her nowadays. This is not about fairness, so stop with all the whining and complaining. This is about reality. And reality doesn't care about your fucking feelings. The truth is, most men are trained to be invisible. They were raised to be quiet, to be polite, to be safe, to wait, to ask for permission. They were never taught how to command attention. And women don't fall for men they have to notice on purpose. They fall for men who pull their focus naturally. So in 2026, attention is the new currency. And most men are broke. Here's what women respond to. Clarity, confidence, presence, decisiveness, not loudness, not arrogance, not fake alpha energy. The man who knows who he is a man who isn't trying to impress. The man who moves like he belongs is the man that cuts through all the noise. See, that man becomes visible. The rest becomes ghosts. That's why some men can walk into a room and women feel it. And other men can walk into a room and nobody even turns their head. It's not magic, it's positioning. Most men position themselves as safe, as agreeable, as non-threatening. Women don't desire to be safe. They desire solidness. They want a man who feels like he has gravity, and gravity comes from self-respect. Most men don't have that. They chase, they beg, they overtext, they overexplain, they overinvest. That makes them invisible because value doesn't chase, value is chase. In 2026, the men who will win will be the men who stop trying to be like. They will be the men who build themselves so strong that women have to notice, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. Not for women, but for themselves. Because the men who become visible don't try to get women. They become the kind of man women get drawn to. There's a difference. You don't fight for attention, you earn presence. And if you don't do that, you will disappear. Not because women are cruel, but because the world is crowded. And only the man with game get seen. If you feel invisible right now, that's not a curse, that's a warning. You can either fade or you can become the man who can't be ignored. Choice is yours. Because 2026 is not closer than you think. No. It's here now. So here are 3 things every invisible man can do right now to become visible to women. And none of them have anything to do with pickup lines. The first thing is to slow down. Invisible men move too fast. They rush conversation. They rush compliments. They rush to prove themselves. This tells a woman one thing. You want something from me. The man who slows down feels different. He pauses before he speaks. He lets silence sit. He doesn't fill space with nervous energy. Women read that as confidence. Speed is insecurity. Stillness is power. The second thing is to start taking up space. Invisible men make themselves small. They lean back. They avoid eye contact. They speak quickly. They move like they're trying to not be noticed. When you stand tall, when you plant your feet, when you hold her gaze, when you speak clearly and without apology, you stop blending into the background, man. Presence is louder than words. Now, the third thing is stop asking for permission to exist. Most men are polite to the point of erasing themselves. Sorry to bother you. Is it okay if I don't want to be weird, but that frame puts her above you. A man who is seen doesn't apologize for being there. He introduces himself, he states what he wants, and he invites instead of begs. Not rude, not aggressive, just grounded. Women feel that. When you slow down, when you take up space, when you stop shrinking, you become visible. Not because you tried harder, but because you finally showed up as a man. Look, if this video hit a nerve with you, it's because you already know something has to change. That's why I wrote Straight Game No Chaser, How to Become a Player. It's not full of hype or fake alpha talk. It's straight, honest breakdown of how men actually build confidence, frame, and presence in the real world. Not chasing, not begging, just clear way to become the kind of man women notice. The link is in the description if you're ready to go deeper. I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video, but until then, play on, player.